Welcome to Redeeming Thunder. My name is Erica. I'm here to give you a prophetic warning. This is a warning to have discernment in this hour of you knowing that you have a loving kindness heart. You have compassion for others, but at this time, even those that seem kind, please ask Ruach HaKodesh before assisting them and opening your home to them, because there are secret attacks that are in the form of witchcraft, and it would not be obvious unless you have discernment. So if you have an instinct feeling and your spouse has that same feeling, you need to listen to that gut feeling and not open the door. Okay? So I received this dream on October 30th, 2024. It started with me and my husband at an ancestor's home. So in this dream, I'm going to give the interpretation. Learning that we are in this home is that we are at the doors of the enemy's gates. We have went back to the enemy's gates and took authority. Okay? We were waiting for that person to drop someone off, and that all we did was receive our child, and then we closed the door. We did not let that person back in. That individual was very annoyed with our decision not to let that person back in for many factors, and got in the car, drove on the porch, and from the driveway drove onto the grass, onto the porch, circled around, and they had like a tiny car, itty bitty car, one of those one-seaters, or very tiny car, and then wrapped it around and then left. We thought that was kind of weird and unnecessary, and we just went about our day. That person returned and knocked on the door again, and this time brought someone that we knew from before that had hard times. So this dream is bringing up dimensions from the past, present, and future. Okay? And so that person was in need a long time ago and was housed there long ago. I wasn't, even though I knew her, I wasn't really willing to allow her into this house that we just took authority over, because it wasn't a really good friendship. It wasn't a really good influence, and it actually caused a lot more problems. So I remembered that, and I didn't want to let her in, but this family member insisted, well, she has nowhere to go, she's homeless, and kind of made it feel like we were being non-compassionate and non-caring. And so I spoke to my husband, and he also didn't want to let her in, but we were just feeling like, well, maybe we'll just let her in this one night. And that's what I'm trying to say. There's going to situations can present itself to you that seems somewhat innocent, somewhat in crisis need, that's going to give you a little to zero time to truly pray about letting that person in or not. And what we thought we were going to assist that one individual that was homeless, it ended up opening the door to the other individual that was actually had malicious intent. So when we allowed this person in, she was going to sleep on a mattress on the floor for one night. And I didn't want, that was my mattress, and I gave up my mattress for her to sleep there. Okay, that's going over and beyond. Okay, and then when we did that, the other individual ancestor came in and stood by the door, all right, and was still irritated that we initially did not want to let that person in. So we're still talking about in the dream. So suddenly, so my husband's standing by the stairs next to the other individual, and he's still stating she doesn't want to let you back in, and I side with her. And so suddenly I'm in the bathroom, okay, and the bathroom has a light on. I'm in the bathroom with another family member, and the ancestor that was irritated with us suddenly gets this lamp that's a ceiling lamp and throws it towards us, and it crashes to the floor. So now there's broken glass everywhere. And in that corner, okay, and many other dreams that I've had, there's been a portal right there, the downstairs near the bathroom and the closet. So what I'm trying to say is there's a real portal, an evil portal right there. And they're gates. In other words, you need to have discernment of where evil lurks very often in real life, okay? Because in dreams and visions, he's going to give you feedback. Yahusha is going to give you feedback on discernment, on what, now that he's opening your eyes. He's trying to tell you that someone that has lived in that house, someone that has lived in that neighborhood, someone that has lived near that shop, and you keep having dreams that something is occurring in that location, he's trying to tell you there's a portal, okay? So anyways, suddenly I'm standing there and I'm just like, what? Why did she, do you know what you just did? Why did you do that? And I started saying that to that person, and they're just staring, just nonchalant, no expression. And that has been their real life expression, with Zippo expression. When they do something wrong, they wipe their hands clean. They have no remorse. And at first you think it looks naive, and it's not a spirit of being naive. It's a spirit of non-accountability. It's a Jezebel spirit. So this is the revelation here. We are exposing the Jezebel spirit. So what happened was, suddenly I realized there's something on my arm, and I have a short sleeve shirt on, and it's a white shirt, and I look at it and there's these worms that are on my arm. So I immediately start taking them off. I'm like getting so grossed out, and then I feel something that's on my back, and I lift up my shirt and I look in the mirror sideways like that, and there's these snakes, these green snakes that are on my back, and they have their mouth open and they're hissing, but somehow I'm able to grab them around their head and neck, and I yank them off on the floor, and I yanked the worms off on the floor. There was about 5 or 6 of them, about 2-3 worms and about 5 to 7 snakes on my back. I'm going to tell you what that means in a minute. And I yanked them off. They did not bite me, but they were like almost adhesive, and I just yanked them off. And when I yanked them off on the floor, they were just non-moving, and then they were gone. Then the scene changed, and now I'm on the outside of the bathroom. The light is somewhat on, a little bit darker, dimmer light, and I see someone I know, but there's a crisis occurring, She's hunched over like if she's giving birth to something. And it's just coming straight from her pants. And I mean shorts. And it was sliming off. It was a goo with lumps attached to it, sliding down all the way down her leg, and they looked like nasty bumps sliding all the way down, okay, and creating piles and piles of it. And suddenly they started moving, and they were little mice, and they were slimy mice, and they were scattered all throughout the house. And she was in excruciating pain when that was happening. I'm going to tell you that. And I was like, what? I was in panic in the dream. Like, what is going on here? What is this? And then I woke up. So what I'm trying to say here is the shattered glass has to do with witchcraft. It has to do with betrayal. A spiritual attack on betrayal, on the snakes have to do with divination, temptation, and also Sadducee and Pharisee spirit. The worms have to do with blockage, debt, those that are trying to attach themselves to you, who want to steal your destiny, your virtue. They are trying to the glass is a betrayal and a breakage to break relationships, solid relationships. The worms signify biblically to try to steal your glory, to try to cause illness, try to cause, even to the point of attaching ugly, annoying, hindering spirits that will try and even cause so much annoyance, like gaslighting, crazy making, to try to cause to the point of death. There is someone that is out there that wants to. It also means illness, like for people to abandon you, and also illness to the point of distorting your body. And I'm just like, why is this happening? You know, why would someone curse so much? So the rats have something to in the little round slimy little bumps. Those bumps, I learned more of what that was while watching a video on My First Bible. Has to do with serving a god, deity that is not of Yahusha. And his name is Dagon, and it has to do with a fish deity, half man, half fish, which is a marine spirit, which is a merman, and the deity's name is Dagon. And the Philistines and the Amorites, worshipped, but also the Israelites at one time were worshiping this deity. And it has a lot to do with not honoring the Most High, the creator of the universe, to be the only deity. But it has a lot to do with being cursed with this nasty, disgusting curse of rats infestation and tumors on the body. It has a lot to do with thinking that you have made your own life with your own skills, and worshiping the marine spirit, the merman, putting that as a deity above Yahuwah. And so I will put some scriptures in the description. And this is the thing. Some people are going to be very angry that you're not going to let them back in. And this is a warning not to ever let that person, those people, back in. And not even if they introduce somebody else, because they're going to use that method to weasel themselves back in. And they only wanted to weasel themselves back in so they can put those curses on. Okay? So these dreams and visions, they are warnings. They are pivotal to pray against. And in this hour, Yahusha has been showing me this same marine spirit, the merman spirit, that he is freeing our family. Because weeks later, he gave me that prophetic word, that vision regarding that specific marine spirit. And how he is freeing our bloodline from those attacks. Hallelujah. And the thing is, the individual that had those tumors and coming out, birthing those tumors and those rats, in real life, that person was dealing with rats infestation, living in that home, and tumors. And that's why I woke up and started researching of how to bind and how to cancel this satanic attack. That is why, because it literally happened. And the worms getting off and dying, that had to do with conquering those spells, like putting a cease and desist on that illness, recovering from. Snakes coming off and not actually biting, that means the poison did not penetrate the body. They were not successful in that attack, even though in real life I did experience so much betrayal. Now I know why I did, because Yahusha showed me who initiated the attack. Now I know why there were so many friend enemies. That's what the worms and the snakes mean. Now I know why it came from someone that carries on a Sadducee and a Pharisee spirit, and we were trying to tack on that on to destroy the ministry here. That this ministry here is of a relationship with Yahuwah, the Most High. It does not have anything to do with religion. It has something to do with following the Torah. Has something to do with becoming an Israelite, becoming his chosen ones, and it has something to do with following the commandments and having a personal relationship with Yahusha. But I just wanted to pray with you really quickly to sabotage all attacks of the enemy. Akashamata si sika sala shonono no kosipa tatsaka shima talaka ikasha atakasaba sakashima talakashi auroko shima ayira kasaka yakoso alaka shanato si saba ataka shanati sika shalakoyaba irakasina moto lokoshi ataka shanati raba talakasina natasi koshikaya talakashi ataka sarabata shinita sakai rabo angana masi sakoshala talita tika sara atoko shama tinana tita lakasha ataka shobo sabaka sakasana tashi namola koshi alasha nama alava kasika shana. Aman. I know that when Ruach HaKodesh prays, and when he says attack, he's bringing forth his angels to go and attack and fight this battle for you. So don't be in despair. Don't panic. Just pray. Be in the secret place. Be using your gift of discernment in this hour. Okay? And with all the warnings, don't let certain people back in who you already been given so many warnings of. Okay? This is to prepare you that we are more than conquerors. In the name of Yahusha. Arabasi. Amen.